This book right here, I have read it twice, and it's one of the best books when it comes to storytelling. And I have used the principles I have learned from this book in crafting impactful and engaging personal brand videos and content. I am Melon, and I'm the co-founder of the Melody Studio. And here at the Melody Studio, we help businesses and people tell stories in videos that engages, that relays a message that inspires people, and that, for me, changes how we communicate to others. So today, I'll be talking about the principles we have learned here. And this is one of the best books when it comes to storytelling. And storytelling is very important when it comes to creating videos, especially for your personal brand. So lesson number one that I have learned from this book is storytelling is everything. We all like to watch a good movie. We all want a movie that takes us to a journey from the beginning to the end. Even though it's 2 hours, an hour and a half, to sometimes 3 hours, sometimes a good movie captivates us. So storytelling is very important when crafting your own personal brand videos. We'll be focusing around personal brand because there's been a lot of demand on how people show up authentically, and the main element of how you can connect better with people is a good story. A good story is not just for movies, it's not just from a book, but a good story is how you tell your brand story as well. It encompasses your social media presence, how you show up on social media, the videos that you share, and of course, the posts that you write. Whenever you're sharing a personal brand video, think of the story, the main theme of who you are and what story you want to tell. Because this story, you have to know it by heart. That's why it's very important that it's authentic. Because if it's something made up, you will easily forget it and it doesn't come out authentically. Plus, a good story will make you relatable to your audience. So ask yourself, what story do you want to tell your audience? The next lesson I have learned from this book is clarifying your message. Donald Miller emphasized in the book that there should be clarity over confusion. Your audience can easily understand what you're trying to tell them. There should be no fluff. You should be straightforward with the message that you want to say. So remember, before, from tip number one, we talked about how important your story is. And now we need to make sure that that story is clearly emphasized or can be clearly communicated in a line or two. Your message should not be too many fluffy words and should not also use too much jargon. If you want your message to be relatable, you have to make sure that your message, people can understand it. So one of the techniques that I have been doing is sometimes I talk to my 10-year-old son, but they said, if your message can be delivered and be understood by a 5-year-old, then you have broken down your message into clear, understandable message. So what is your clear, concise message? How do you concise the message, the story that you want to deliver? Third lesson that's important from this book that is very applicable when you're creating personal brand videos is identifying the problem that your audience face that you can solve. In the book, it says every great story has a problem to solve. So in application to personal brand videos, people click on your videos, people go to your profile, people watch your videos because they have a problem to solve and they think that you can help solve that problem for them. Or you can give a solution that will help them come up with the solution to that problem. So whether it's, if you're a coach and you're giving advice to your audience, if they're feeling stuck in their career, or maybe it's a problem of they need inspiration, or they need how-to tips, or they need expert advice, or even maybe solve their boredom. So if you have a problem that they solve, even if it's just like to cheer someone up or inspire someone, that is providing someone a solution. So when we advise people to create personal brand videos, we tell them to identify the problems their audience face. Focus on this problem, agitate the problem, and then, like my previous advice, is provide a solution. Make sure that you clarify the message. You have your story now, and then you now have a clear message. And whenever you're identifying problems, make sure that you address this problem. Make it relatable. Think about what will happen if this problem is not solved. Talk about this to your audience too. So the fourth lesson that this book discusses is that position yourself as a guide, not the hero. So if you've watched the movie Star Wars, which was mentioned also in this book, there is Yoda for Luke Skywalker, who helps Luke Skywalker find his powers and find his strengths. Also for the Lord of the Rings, Gandalf helped Frodo find the path to destroy the rings. So when you're talking on video and you're producing content on video, don't make yourself the hero of the story. You are the guide and your audience or your client is the hero. Because if you put yourself as the hero and you put too much emphasis on yourself, the audience lose interest. But if you position yourself as the guide, they will see that you're the one providing the solutions for them to become the hero. So that was the important message of this book that is very important and applicable when you're creating videos for your personal brand. The fifth lesson that I learned from this book is call to action. Make sure that you have a clear call to action for your audience to follow. So when you're creating brand videos, whether it's like follow us or subscribe to our newsletter or check out our latest work, there should be a conclusion of what step your audience needs to take after watching your video. Make sure that your hero takes actions for them to solve their problem. So when you create personal brand videos, make sure you have a clear call to action. And like I said, clarity over confusion. So make sure the call to action is clear. Sometimes I've seen a lot of videos when they say something on video, but there's no conclusion. A call to action in the captions. So this is important that when you create your videos, like sometimes it's a series of videos, sometimes it can be a long form video. Make sure that there's a clear call to action for your audience to do when they watch your video. Those are the 5 important lessons. There's a lot more actually that you can take away from this book. Great book by Donald Miller. Do get a copy. And I hope these 5 tips help you think about the story that you want to say, the clear message you want to deliver, how you can position yourself as a guide, what call to action you want to put in your videos or in this campaign. If you're creating several videos for a campaign, what is the call to action and what results do you want? And make sure that you be consistent. I keep telling this to everyone that when producing videos, if you're producing personal brand videos, the important thing is consistency. If you produce few videos, like 3 videos and post them and complain that you're not getting results, it's because you have not been consistent in showing up. Videos is not like hunting. It's about farming. It may take time for people to remember you. I would also emphasize on the 7 touch points, key touch points that Daniel Priestley mentioned, is that it's important for people, for them to remember you, they have to at least see you at least 7 times. So if you want to make yourself memorable, if you want to be on top of mind of your audience, when creating videos, even though you have an effective framework in creating videos, a great story, you emphasize on the problem, that you talk about the problem, you position yourself as a guide, but you're not showing up consistently, your efforts will not go to waste. So whenever you're planning personal brand videos, it's important that you be consistent. I'm not talking about posting every day. If posting twice a week is your rhythm, show up twice a week, the same time. If you're showing up 3 times a week, show up 3 times a week. But of course, to be on top of mind, people should know when to hear from you and what time they will hear from you. So again, if you need help, we're here. So we are here at the Miller Studio. We are a team of creatives, cinematographers, and we help people craft videos, visual content for their brand and for their business, and of course for to promote themselves and tell their story. We are storytellers, and if you need help in telling your story, do hit us a like, email us at hello@mellers.com, and do follow us on social media. See you next time.